All right, welcome back. So far in our self-fix series, we've been talking about the big ideas, but today we're getting practical. We are opening up the single most important tool in this whole process, the workbook. And I want you to think of it as less of a journal and more like a compass, a blueprint, and even a mirror for your soul. So you might be asking, why a workbook? It seems kind of simple, but trust me, the answer is way deeper than you'd think. We're about to peel back the layers to really understand not just what this tool is, but why it's so absolutely fundamental to this entire journey of knowing yourself. Okay, so the first layer of our answer is all about the journey itself. You see, self-fic is built around three core stages, or as they're called, magellas, which are like counsels for reflection. The workbook isn't just a sidekick on this journey. No, it's the actual key that unlocks every single stage. First up, we have Ikra, which is the stage of learning to think clearly, to really read the world, and more importantly, ourselves. From there, we go to Wa Nafs, the stage where we turn inward to understand the soul. And finally, Lita Arfu, which is all about using that self-knowledge to truly connect with other people. And the workbook, well, it's the thread that weaves through all three. Let's really zoom in on that first counsel, Ikra. It's all about achieving clear thinking. The goal is to see reality without any distortion. The problem is our internal vision gets cloudy, right? And the source material for self-fic points to some very specific, very common things that get in our way.
And here they are. This is the internal static that messes with our thinking. First, al-jahl, which is just plain ignorance about who we are. Second, al-hawa, that powerful magnetic pull of our own whims, desires, and biases. And third, lamat al-ghafla, which is all the noise from being heedless. Idle talk, pointless distractions. These three are precisely what the workbook is designed to help us dismantle.
So how does it do that? Well, it all comes down to structure. It forces us to move past ignorance by making us answer direct questions. It helps us manage our whims because we're actually documenting our thoughts and actions, and we start to see the patterns. And it pulls us away from all that heedlessness by demanding our focused attention. Now, all of this, the questioning, the documenting, it's all based on a really crucial principle in self-fic. The saying goes, judging a thing is a branch of conceptualizing it. In other words, you can't form an accurate judgment about something until you have an accurate picture of it. I mean, we'd never judge a book without reading it, so why do we constantly judge ourselves without doing the work to truly understand who we are? And that is exactly what the workbook is. It is the process of building that accurate concept of you. It's the tool for gathering all the raw data, your history, your thoughts, your patterns. It's designed to help you stop just guessing about who you are and to start actually knowing.
And this table just lays it out so clearly. It shows how this one tool serves all three counsels. In Iqwa, it builds the concept of you. And Wa Nafs, the counsel of the soul, it becomes your guide in solitude, a place to really test your own sincerity. And then all that self-knowledge becomes the foundation for Lita Arafu. Because really, how can you ever truly know others if you don't even know yourself?
Okay, so we've seen the workbook's role in the journey. Now let's go a level deeper. What about its core methodology? This is where we uncover its connection to a really powerful triad for processing basically any question or problem you'll ever face. This triad is known by the acronym AWN. And what's really amazing is that in Arabic, this spells on, which means aid or help. It's made up of aql, which is our innate reason, wayi, or divine revelation, and nazar, which is our direct observation of our lives and the world. This is the engine of self-fic. So the workbook isn't just a random set of prompts. It is a guided application of AWN to your life. Its questions are designed to activate your reason. It creates a space for you to align your personal reflections with the wisdom of revelation. And its entire structure is a framework for careful, methodical observation of your own life story. So when you connect the how, the three counsels, with the why, the AWN methodology, you really start to see the complete picture. The workbook is the bridge. It's what takes us from abstract theory to concrete personal practice. And that practice, well, it naturally leads us to confront some very, very big questions. When we get serious about applying our reason, our aql, using the workbook structure, we inevitably land on these two questions. Who am I really underneath all the layers? And why am I here? The core idea is that most of our struggles and anxieties orbit our lack of a clear answer to these two questions. And that's exactly where we're headed in our next explainer. We're going to dive deep into that first pillar, akal. We'll explore something called the amshaj, the different parts that make up a human soul, and we'll see how the workbook helps us use our own reason to start building the answer to who am I.
But reason doesn't operate in a vacuum. It needs guidance. And on this often difficult journey of self-discovery, that second pillar, wahi or revelation, becomes an incredibly powerful source of comfort, perspective, and clarity. And in a future explainer, we're going to dedicate a whole session just to this. We'll explore the profound story of Surah Ad-Duha and see how it serves as the ultimate divine example of how to read the self, of looking back at your own story to find the strength to move forward.
So we end right back where we started. This workbook is so much more than just a set of questions. It's an invitation. It's an invitation to apply a time-tested method to the most important subject you will ever study, yourself. You have the tool, you have the method. The only real question left is, are you ready to start reading?